All right, so for practice exercise 1, number 1, spring break is next week and we still have to pack. So we have 2 complete thoughts. Spring break is next week, we still have to pack. To combine those, we need a comma and a fanboy, and that goes along with rule number 10. Number 2, my youngest sister, whose birthday is next week, will be 37 years old. I'm giving extra information about the sister. Right? I'm going to surround that with commas. And remember, guys, I can check my work and say, well, if I get rid of that, does my sentence still make sense? My youngest sister will be 37 years old, and it does. So this is rule number 9 for giving extra information. In the morning, Mrs. Foley thoroughly enjoys a nice cup of coffee. So I have an introductory phrase, in the morning, Mrs. Foley thoroughly enjoys a nice cup of coffee. Rule 7, again, if I were to flip-flop that and say Mrs. Foley thoroughly enjoys a nice cup of coffee in the morning, then I wouldn't want the comma. Number 4, if you are going on spring break in a warm climate, make sure you wear sunblock. Introductory clause. It's rule number 7. Class, I hope you all have a great day. I'm directly addressing the class. Okay, so that's rule number 3 for direct address. Now, same thing here, even though the person's name is in the middle of the sentence, that's fine. Thank you, Erica, for the donut yesterday. I'm going to put a comma on each side of Erica. I'm directly addressing her. I'm just doing it in the middle of the sentence instead of the beginning or end. Now, 7, we have an interrupter. It is, I believe, going to be a beautiful day, so make sure you enjoy it. So we have an interrupter, and that's rule 5, but see here, we also have a comma and a fanboy. We're combining 2 complete thoughts. So this is rule 5 and rule 10. All right. I grew up in Tustin, Michigan from the time I was 2 months old until I was 18. So we have the comma between the city and the state, which is great. But since we're continuing on after the state, we need one after as well. And that goes with rule number 4 for dates in city-state. All right, one more to go. Practice exercise number 2. Oh, number 1 is easy. I need to pack shorts, comma, shirts, comma, and sandals. That's rule number 1, items in a list. Number 2, Mike loves to golf, comma, but he is not very good at it. So again, we're combining a complete thought and another complete thought with a comma and a fanboy. Emma Stone is a young, talented actress. So young and talented are both adjectives that describe the actress. So that was rule number 2. And we could flip-flop those and say she was a talented young actress. And so we know that the comma is needed. And I apologize because number 2, I forgot to say that that was rule 10. Okay, before I leave for school, I make sure I packed all my work. So we have an introductory phrase, and that's number 7. Toby Keith, my favorite country artist, is in concert next month. So I've given extra unnecessary information. Rule 9, if I get rid of that, does my sentence still make sense? Toby Keith is in concert next month. Yes. Number 6, red flag, because I see some quotation marks, so I'm automatically thinking rule 6. Honestly, comma, she said, comma, I don't know the answer. So we're coming out of our quote and going back in, and notice we always have punctuation before quotation. Okay. My address is 123 Elm Road, comma, Muskegon, Michigan, 49441, and that's rule number 4 for dates and city, state. Of course, I forgot to say this is rule number 6 back up here. And then finally, for number 8, Marcus, can you hand me the stapler? So Marcus, comma, because we're directly addressing him.